You know, my channel here is named after my website. I lost the content on it when I got sick. Well, not when I got sick, but when I was moving and I was just sick and exhausted, and I lost my content. I still have the thing. I still have the address, and eventually I'll build it up again and put the old, it was a blog like this. Only it was, very chemo brainy. It's amazing things happen to you when you're sick. Anyway, the reason my channel and my website is named Anybody Can Farm is because I am one of those anybody's that people say, oh, can't do anything. Well, I was born with a rare form of muscular dystrophy, and my feet have been crippled my whole life. I don't wear leg braces anymore because I had to run away from the medical industry, because once they get a hold of you, they don't want to let you go, and then they do things to your feet, well, in my case the feet, saying it's going to help you, but it really doesn't. It just makes you medically dependent on their shoes, and in the meantime the shoes turn your feet the color of liver, and they cost $2,500, and they only last for 2 months. So, and then the leg brace guy told me I was an entitled welfare queen or something like that. I was like, dude, I'm not the one that makes $2,500 for a pair of shoes that last 2 months and gave me bunions. And he said, you can't have bunions. If you have bunions, that means that that I'm not doing my job. And I said, well, shoe fits, right? He didn't like that. But anyway, people have challenges. I have a lot of challenges physically, and I've learned to overcome them, or at least cope with them. And that's what my channel's about. Anybody can farm. If I can farm, I'm old, almost 60. I have a rare form of muscular dystrophy, and the last 7 years, this is 2018, August, I found out I had breast cancer. Triple negative, turns out. Triple negative breast cancer. And I went through so much with that. 3 different kinds of chemo, 2.5 years altogether with it all. I did them all at the same time, but one I had to do once a week for a year, and then once every 6 weeks for a year and a half. And then the other 2 were 6 treatments. No, was it 6 treatments? I don't even know. It was like 9 months. 9 months of it. Every 6 weeks for 9 months. And and then the 5 years of those hormone killing pills. Because I had 300% more estrogen in my body after menopause than most women do during menstruation, and it was a estrogen driven cancer. So, but it was also a 98% progesterone. So they had to kill every hormone in my body, and buddy, that was hard. So that's what my channel's about. If you want to know what my channel's about, it's what you can expect in a 5-year plan with a reasonable amount of surely you can keep up with a crippled old lady, right? I've had 2 mastectomies, 4 reconstructions. I have almost no strength in my upper body at all. None. And I didn't have that much to begin with because of the muscular dystrophy. So, it's not actually muscular dystrophy. It's a form of it. It's a rare form of it. Anyway, yeah. So, it's just, That's what my channel's about. I'm not marketing it to anybody. I'm not, no, it's not pretty. I've heard a lot of how it's not pretty. You know what I think? I think it's beautiful. You know why? Because, okay, if I get 10, 15 ears of corn out of that, full ears of corn, that's 15 ears of corn that I didn't have. I didn't, pull it out of thin air. I'm pulling it out of the ground from seed. Every plant on here was planted by seed. I want everybody to, to understand that too. Not one of these plants were bought in a nursery. Not one. So I put in 5 beds in 4 months, which with my, I thought I did good. I mean, yeah, there's some people out there saying that's nothing. And maybe it is to a healthy person. Maybe it is nothing. But I'm not healthy. And I want long-term food security to last me when I'm old and even more feeble. That's what permaculture is all about. Now, year 1, I put in 5 beds, an orchard, a fence, a fig tree. I think I did really good. Another thing I want to talk about is food security for poor people. I know a lot of people think they're poor. And, poor is a relative thing. Because I don't think I'm poor. But I make no money. Well, I make $625 a month on my disability insurance. How's that? And that's all I have. I have no food stamps, no Medicaid. That's it. So, yeah. I live really good on $625. And in 5 years, well, actually, after this year, I will have some serious food security. It's going to take me a while. You can't build up gardens in one season. I can't, even when I was healthier. But I think I was really, really good considering where I start. On a level playing field, you guys would have to break both of your feet and cut your chest off. And make $625 a month. So, if it's all good. I mean, I don't resent making a small amount of money. I've never been rich. I've always had to make do. My family's always had to make do. And we were poor. And it's not, it's not a sin to be poor. I think it's a sin to be lazy. Because, granted, I only got 5 gardens in 4 months, and I got the corn in late, so it's small, and I had no control over the cold June. I didn't know it was going to be 50 degrees all June. So my stuff grew slow. It's growing now, and I'm proud of it. So, I just want people to know what this channel is really about. It's about a realistic time frame for old or crippled or low income. Because I couldn't afford to buy 50 tomato plants, dude. I have over 50 tomato plants left. I mean, I started with 100? But 100 seeds, something like that. And I didn't think I was going to get this many. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes, I've had years where I literally had 4 tomato plants. So, and there's been years I've had bumper crops, and there's been years I've had crappy crops. But, I had established gardens, so no matter what, I always had potatoes growing. I always had my annual stuff. You put in, next year, I'm going to put in grapes and kiwi. You have to have a plan, and it's got to be, a realistic plan, and it's got to be one that you can fill. And even if stuff happens, which it does, remember, I didn't think any of this was going to grow. I thought all those were dead, and I get 18 to 20 tomatoes off of there a day. These here are delicious. Oh my gosh. They're not as many, but now they're starting to branch out. These are those tomatoes that grow on those long runners, and they're delicious. Oh my God. And see, there's plenty down there. You gotta look for them. Yeah, but once you find them, man, and pretty soon, you know, but I remember I fed these my high energy stuff, so they went from producing tomatoes to producing growth. So these could end up over my head. Now these Illinois Beauty ones, remember how delicate they were? Look at them now. And every single one from seed, and every one started out here less the size of my finger, and I didn't expect them to live. I was really hoping these guys would, because they were so delicate. I worked so hard. So, you know, so anybody that is looking for something that's gonna be overnight or a weekend project, you know, like I said in the description, this channel is not about that. This is about old people and crippled people and poor people. That's the biggest part, is poor people. Because this is a channel, my channel and my website was about food security. And, you know, I thought I was, you know, before I got sick, I thought I was a bit of a prepper. I thought, oh, I'll be able to live a long time. You know how much that food lasted me? Less than 6 months. So, yeah, I almost starved during cancer, during my chemo. Yeah. Anyway, so, food security for poor people and old people. And you can live on your garden. You don't, you know, I like not going to the store except for every 3 months. You know? I'm really proud of my garden, and I'm proud of myself, and I'm proud of what I've done. And, you know, I'm going to have a bunch of meat in the freezer this fall. So, you know, that's what this is about. So, anyway, I rant over. I just wanted you guys to know what it was actually, you know, what this is actually about. So, yeah. There's my watermelon. It's getting pretty good size. I don't know if you can see it. I can never see through the screen. Alright, farmers. I'll talk to you later in the week. I did a harvest video and showed how to harvest how I harvest potatoes. It occurred to me I never show that. I just say, oh yeah, I dug a bunch up or whatever. I mean, you don't need me to show you how to pick a zucchini, right? But the potatoes, I got a little trick on it that way. I filmed it yesterday. The last part of it, because I was mostly done when I figured out I hadn't done that. So, yeah. Anyway, that's all for now. Talk to you later, farmers.